Okay, we're going to write equations of lines that are parallel and perpendicular to a given line going through a point, something like that. It cut off the title. Okay. The thing you have to remember about parallel lines is they run side by side and never touch each other. And because they don't touch each other, it's because they have the same slope. Their slopes are equal to each other, all right? Now, if you're talking about perpendicular lines, which are two lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle, and that little square means 90 degrees, their slopes are actually opposite reciprocals. And this is the part you have to remember. So for example, if the red line, let's say this is a red line, and I told you that the red line had a slope of 2/3, then the green line's slope would have to be negative, that's the opposite part, and then you'd have to flip it over to the reciprocal. And that's the only way you're going to get these two lines to cross at a 90-degree angle. If they have different slopes, they're going to crisscross somehow, but they might crisscross real tall and skinny, or they might crisscross short and fat like that. But to get that perfect T, that's what you're going for. They have to be opposite and also reciprocal. And when I say opposite, that means opposite signs. One has to be positive and the other has to be negative. And positive slopes always go uphill like that, and negative slopes always go downhill. But to get them to cross at a perfect 90-degree angle, that's where the reciprocal thing comes into play. Okay? So that's phase 1 of explaining this. Phase 2, I'm going to pause this for a second and erase all that because I need the space. Okay, so we're going to start with this one here. It says find the equation of the line that is parallel to this line and passes through the point 4, 4. Now I am going to use the y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1 form of a line. That is called the point slope form. And I am going to plug in, since they told me that they are parallel lines have the same slope. Now, this line that they gave me, it says consider the line y equals 8x minus 5. Yeah, well, when I consider that, I can look at this and it is in the y equals mx plus b form. So the 8, which is in front of the x, that's my slope. And since this line and the line I'm looking for are parallel, they have the same slope. So I'm going to stick the 8 where that m is. And then in place of the x sub 1 and y sub 1, I am going to use the point 4, 4. The first 4, this is my x sub 1, so that's going to go there. And then the second 4 is my y sub 1, and that's going to go there. And I believe that's all you have to do. Hang on a second. I'm going to pause this and go look in Alex. Yep, I went back to Alex and I typed this in, and it was happy with this answer right here. That's all I needed. That's for this one right here. And now I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to use the exact same formula, y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. And they're telling me that my x coordinate is a 4. That's x sub 1. So that's going to go here. And then it's y minus the y coordinate is this 4. That's my y sub 1. So that'll go there. And the only thing I'm missing is the slope. Okay, this time they're telling me that my lines are perpendicular. So I need the opposite reciprocal of an 8. Well, the opposite of positive is negative, and the opposite of, and the reciprocal of 8 is 1 over 8. And that is the answer I typed into Alex, and it was happy with it. There you go. Writing equations of lines that are parallel and perpendicular to a given line. This was the given line right here. And all I had to do is look at it and figure out what its slope is. So there you go.